Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I welcome you all for the day 4 faculty development program on next generation cybersecurity. Now I invite Dr. Arul Trex to introduce the resource person.
Everyone, good morning to all. It's my privilege to welcome Mr. Ajay, our distinguished resource person for day 4 of the 6th day FDP on next generation cyber security, AI-driven threat detection, analytics, and defense. Mr. Ajay is a senior incident response and detection engineer free at Everbridge, Bangalore, with extensive expertise in security operations, incident response, threat hunting, threat detection, digital forensics, and purple teaming. An alumnus of St. Xavier's Catholic College of Engineering, he has established himself as a cybersecurity professional through his industry experience, technical certifications, and active contribution to the cybersecurity community by sharing practical knowledge on advanced threat detection and defense techniques. Today, he will be delivering an insightful session on purple teaming with AI, where we will explore how AI enhances collaboration between offensive and defensive security teams to strengthen modern cyber defense strategies. On behalf of the management, principal, Department of Information Technology, faculty members, and all the participants, I extend a warm and hearty welcome to Mr. Ajay. We are delighted to have you with us and look forward an enriching and interactive session. Welcome, sir. Thank you for accepting our invitation. We wish you a wonderful session.
Thank you so much, Arvind, sir. That was a nice introduction for me. So
Sir, excuse me,
I
sir.
hope it's
Dear participants, all of you kindly switch on your video to take photo session. Thank you, dear participants. Ajay sir, now you continue, sir.
uh, I hope this section would be more interactive. Uh, Let me share my screen. Nowadays, the AI occupied most of the jobs. I know even the software engineering, testing, developing, stack development, but most of them even students, they are asking, did AI will occupy cybersecurity? Yes, AI will occupy cybersecurity, but not most, but the initial, the freshers job, like P1, we have plenty of roles in cybersecurity. First of all, if any fresher joining in any company, he will be considered E1 or a L1 threat analyst or engineer, security engineer. And they need to pass L2, L3, then senior L1, senior L2, principal threat analyst, then the lead threat analyst, and the lead. So this is the pattern of roles in all the cybersecurity. And there are team engineers. So what they will do, they will attack the company, their own company. For example, there is a St. Xavier College, and if I'm doing red team for a St. Xavier College, I will find the loop back how the attacker compromise the college. Okay, what are the ways the attacker compromise the college? Whether there is any loophole, or whether there is any open port or leaked passwords, or any open source files that was publicly leaked, or any passwords get leaked. I will investigate based on the scenario, and I will try to attack the college, and I will tell the purple teamers. So these are the findings you can patch it. Okay. So what purple teamers will do, they will work with blue teamers as well as red teamers. They know how to do a blue teaming, and they know how to do a red teaming. They know how to defend, how to attack, and they will write some detection rules, or they will catch, or they will close the port, they will close some configurations or anything. Okay. So this is the role of purple teamers. So these three major these three are the major role in cybersecurity. Okay. So if you are a fresher, you cannot able to enter red teaming and purple teaming. You will be only sitting in the blue teaming. You need to learn blue teaming first. Next, you go for the red teaming. Then only you can go for a purple teaming. Okay, this is the track of uh, the cybersecurity. So no one can enter directly to red teaming or purple teaming. And yeah, these are the roles. Okay, so these three roles, we are using AIs. Okay, so for a blue teamers, they are using AI for a threat investigation. And for red teamers, they are using AI for malware development or exploit development, for programming development. And purple teamers, we are also using AI for creating the detection rules, for correcting the errors in the detection rule, for fine tuning the errors in the detection rule, and for patching the misconfigurations in the programs. Okay. So everyone nowadays using AI. Okay. So let's jump into more technical things. I know everyone using antivirus software. Even we have a set of security in Windows they have provided. So we have a lot of security that was provided by the Microsoft. So my question is, did anyone learn these things? What is memory integrity, LSAT protection, local security authority protection, Microsoft vulnerable driver block list, kernel mode hardware enforcement, stack protection. Did anyone try to learn these things in Windows? Anybody?
Sir.
Not, yeah, we will not have interest to learn this thing. Microsoft provided, and we using, right? So why Microsoft provided this? So exploit protection. Why we have a lot of force randomization image ASLR and random ASLR, high entropy ASLR. So why we have this? Okay. So if any students uh, interested to learn cybersecurity, okay, teach them learn the machine first. Okay. So why Microsoft provided this kind of security to Windows? Okay. I will tell you how this protection mechanism are working. Okay, let's start with the basic thing of antivirus softwares. Okay. We are using antivirus softwares to prevent um, malicious attacks or malicious files from the machine. Okay, so most of the time my antivirus software will be get disabled. I will not enable the antivirus softwares. Sometime I'll enable when I'm watching some movies, or when I'm checking some kind of dark web activities. At that time only I will be enabling my Bitdefender antivirus, because I am hating this kind of antivirus software. It will not allow me to do some tasks, so I will not use this. Okay. So if you see the notification, I have plenty of threats. Okay, these are all the threat that was created by me. So infected web page detected, something something. Okay, and we have plenty of protection here as well. Antivirus softwares like system scan. If you go for advanced thing, keylogger protection, ransomware protection, blah blah blah. A lot of things that are provided by antivirus software. Okay, but if I try to download some, let me try to download one of a malicious file. Okay, maybe You all know about the Mimikatz. It's one of the malicious file that was used by the threat actors to attack Active Directory, attack a password, crack the password, something. I'll try to download this file, okay? So what my Bitdefender is saying, disinfection in progress, okay? So now the Bitdefender know this file was malicious, okay? It was malicious. It will cause trouble to the machine. So it will block the file from downloading, okay? So if anyone have an antivirus software, okay, let me issue one thing. If anyone using antivirus software now, do one thing. Open a task manager, ULSAS, okay, LSAS. Okay. Try now. You can also try the same what I was doing. Just check for LSASH, okay, LSAS. And right click on the LSAS and create a dump file. Anyone try to do this thing? And let me know whether it was blocked or whether it was allowed. Okay. So if this is my primary machine I was showing, let me open my virtual machine. Okay. Let me do the same thing in my virtual machine. Let me find LSAS process and I'll try to dump a file. So it was dumping the file, right? There is a LSAS get dumped. Okay. But my primary machine did not allow me to dump the file. So why? Anyone have an idea? Why it did not allow me to dump the machine process? Anyone tried in your machine? So it's not a malware. You can also try. It's a simple login thing. It will not do anything, any harmful thing in your machine. So it will just dump the process. That's all. Anyone tried? Before 1 year, I just started researching all the antivirus software like McAfee, Kaspersky, Bitdefender, Quick Heal. These are the software. These are the antivirus softwares. I did a research because I was in a purple teaming. So what I find, so most of the antivirus softwares are not blocking when I try to dump the memory, okay, of the LSS. But what's surprising to me, when I installed the Bitdefender, it successfully stopped me to create the dump, okay. So if I try to dump the other process, it will allow, okay, but it will not allow me to dump the LSS, okay. Let me try to dump this thing. Yeah, it was allowing me to dump the Windows Explorer, but it was not allowing me to dump the LSAS. So what is LSAS? Okay. Anyone have an idea about LSAS? Don't worry, I will explain in a practical way. Okay. LSAS is a local security authority subsystem services. Use the full form. It's one of the important process in Windows. So when you open the Windows, when you switch on the Windows, your winInit.exe, the process will initialize the kernel and it will start the operating system. So the operating system showcase the username and password page. Okay. So what you are doing, you are entering the username and password there. So once you enter the username and password, the LSAS process carries that username and password and it will verify into the registry database. Okay. So the registry database contain the uh, password of your Windows machine of your user or whatever. Okay, it will carry the LSAS process carries the username and password, and it will verify with the registry whether the password was correct or not. If the password was wrong, it will again throw an error, password incorrect. If the password was correct, it will log in into the machine. Okay, it will do a next process. So the LSAS process contain the information of credentials, right? It carries the credentials. It contains the hash value of the credentials or whatever. Okay. So LSAS is one of an important process in Windows. The threat actors, they will try to dump this LSAS process, okay, and they will hijack the passwords. Basically, the attackers needs a username and password to do a next step of an attack. So they are trying to dump the LSAS and they will get the credentials. So whatever they need. I'll show you how LSAS will look like. Yeah, this is the dump file of the machine. Let me open the terminal and there's a tool name called PyPyCats LSK mini dump and LSAS.dump. So you can see here lot of hashes was available. Okay, DP API, Data Protection Application Programming Interface, and SHA-1 of the password and NTLM of the password. The username is the user, right? The machine name is this one, and the username is this. So let me crack this using one of the tool called Crack Station, and let me find the user password. Okay. So you can see here the result is password. Yeah, my Windows machine password is password. So you can understand how much important is the LSAS process. It was holding all the credentials, okay? Not only the credentials, it was holding the DP API key, okay? This is the key used to encrypt the passwords in Chrome. So if attacker got this DP API key, they can decrypt the password, whatever you have saved in the Chrome, okay? So attackers getting everything from LSAS. So that's why my Bitdefender blocked that from dumping. Okay, but majority of the antivirus will not do. It will not block the activity when someone trying to dump LSAS. But but Bitdefender doing. Okay, so you can try. You can also try with your machine. Okay, and so any doubt in this area? Hello. I hope no one have anything. Let me go for another thing. So, did you people think how attackers compromising the machine? Anyone? Yeah, I have a doubt when I joined in cybersecurity. How attackers compromising this machine? So there is an antivirus software. There is a next gen antivirus software called the EDRs. A lot of protection mechanism are available, but still the attackers can able to compromise the machine. How they are doing? Okay. So even uh, let me tell my experience. Okay. So there is a so first EDR. Maybe some of them hear about the EDR. It's the next generation antivirus software. So it will be working with artificial intelligence and machine learning technique, and it will be protecting the machine. Okay. So the machine still has an EDR, but the attacker can able to compromise. How they are doing? This next gen AV, it was working with plenty of protection rules, plenty of analysts working in the back end. Blue team was working in the back end, and it's one of costliest uh, tool. You need to pay like 1.5 million dollars or something to so forth to enroll for 1,000 machines like that, and it's very costly. Okay, uh, but you're spending a lot of budget in cybersecurity, but still your company is compromising. Why? How attackers doing? Okay, if the area protecting the machine 100%, the analysts do not have any jobs. Okay, there is no cybersecurity jobs available in the market. Okay, So the blue teamers will be working in the back end and they will be monitoring each and every activity. So how threat actors coming into the machine and each and everything. Okay. So I will show this tool. Maybe well, so anyone learned about user land and kernel land, user mode and kernel mode. So you people know how Windows operating system or how any operating system, Mac OS or Linux, it will be working. Okay. There's a two mode. One is a user mode and another one is a kernel mode. Okay. Notepad plus plus whatever you are using. Okay. The next thing will be kernel mode. Okay. So the user mode application like Chrome, it cannot able to access the kernel directly. Okay. It cannot able to touch the hardware directly. So if the Chrome needs to create some file, okay. So Chrome needs to ask the kernel, hey kernel, can you able to create some files to me? And kernel reaches the hardware and it will create a file. Okay. So maybe you people know few of the DLLs that was available. It will be in System 32. There is a DLL called Kernel 32. Kernel, Kernel 32.dll. Anybody knows why this DLL, why we need this DLL? And there is another one DLL called NPDLL. If if you deleted these two DLLs in your machine, your Windows operating system will be entirely corrupted. Okay, these two DLLs, it's really important. Okay, what? Let's take an example. Okay, if the Chrome needs to communicate with the kernel and it needs to allocate a file, what Chrome will going to do? It will call the kernel32.dll and kernel32.dll contains some kind of process. Let me try to show you that. It, we don't have an application called PVR. All the some coolest application that we are using day to day for a malware uh, for investigating the malware. Okay. To pull the DLL which we have. Inside the PVR. Let me see how the PVR will uh, given the output. Okay. So MEZ, it was starting as a MEZ. So it's an confirmed executable. So whatever executable program, sometime the attackers will embed the malware in PDF or document. So if you pull the document or PDF in the PVR, it will show the first letters of MEZ. So MEZ is called as an executable. and you can see the program cannot be able to run in the DOS mode, so, older operating system. And there is few kinds of import inputs. So here you can find lot of functions, right? Create name type A of, create process A of, and create file A, create file mapping. So when the Chrome called the kernel32.dll, and it will call the function called create file A of, okay? So now the Chrome called the kernel32, and it took the create file of file A of API function from the kernel32, and it was reaching to the kernel. Okay, it was trying to reach into the kernel. But there is another one mechanism. So before reaching to the kernel, it needs to bypass one more thing, one more uh, a superpower assembly language. Okay, so that is called as the NTDLL. The create file A of reaches to the NTDLL, and the NTDLL contain some kind of functions like NT create file A of, and it will create some files in the hardware. So this is how each and every time when any process needs to reach a hardware, it will try to call the kernel32.dll, and it will try to allocate the function, call the functions, and it will go for a NTDLL for a superpower assembly language, and it will creating a file inside the machine. Okay. So the reason why I'm saying this, if anyone learning cybersecurity, they need to understand how the userland and kernel land was working. Okay, so we need to give a context to this. Malware will be acting trying to download the system kernel. Okay, maybe few of the members use this Process Explorer. Okay, and let me tell you how the Bit Defender found the threat. There is a memory dump in the memory dump was happening in the LSAS. Okay, let me open the Process Explorer and show you how the antivirus software will be working. Let's see, go to the LSAS. Okay, we need to open it with the administrator mode. Okay. So you all know what is the purpose of the DLL. So There is one kind of DLL called AMSA, the DLL was there. So it was put into the Chrome process. If you trying to download any malicious software from the Chrome. So what the AMSA anti-malware scan interface driver will do, so it will check what kind of files you are downloading, and it will check everything. Okay, so you can see the next one, AMSA provider named as company name of Bitdefender. So Bitdefender watching what you are doing in Chrome. Okay, so what file you are downloading and what kind of files you are uploading and what script you are executing in the Chrome. So what kind of extensions you are downloading from the Chrome. So the big defender can able to understand each and every activity. So what you are doing in the Chrome, okay, from this DLL. So when you open the Chrome, when you search for the Chrome and when you try to open the Chrome, so what big defender will do? It will hook one DLL inside the process. Okay, it will like it will give one of a DLL named anti-malware provider 54.dll. So it will hook inside the process and it will monitor each and everything. So what the process was doing. So that's the reason the BT Defender know so which file get downloaded from the Chrome and whether it was malicious or not. This is how the EDRs as well as the antivirus software will track each and every activities. So what you are doing in the machine. So it will hook one of the DLL in the process. Okay. I mean the sensitive process like LSAS or Chrome or Word, Excel, SharePoint, this kind of sensitive processes. Okay, it will hook a DLL inside the sensitive process and it will monitor each and every activities, like what DLLs you are calling, what kind of APIs you are calling. Because I'll show you some of the malicious APIs that was used for malware development. API. So these are the APIs as a red team I was using for a malware development, like create process of create remote thread of. So this, I said right, antivirus will hook the DLL inside the process and it will monitor each and everything. So antivirus will watch what are the APIs you are calling from the process. If you are calling create remote thread off, or if you are calling get proper address off, what are the APIs you are calling? It will monitor each and every APIs too, and it will calculate so whether it was malicious or not. If it's a malicious, it will be blocking you. Okay, this is how EDRs and antivirus softwares are working. Anyone seen EDR before? Let me show you that. Give me a 2 minutes. I think the previous license was expired. Let me try to log in. So that was the next in AV. Trial. So this is one of the complicated thing. Okay, maybe I'll be getting or not. Let me check. You're taking the free license. Or don't try to log in into the Sophos. They will try to call you and they will asking you to enroll this media. It was showing. But it will be really helpful for you. You can log in into the college mail. It will allow you to enroll Sophos if you are logging into the college email. They were previously, but nowadays the EDRs vendors they are blocked few of yeah they have blocked. Mm, okay, they are not allowing me to log in. Let me show you in the Google post EDR. So many companies have an EDR. So for CrowdStrike, Sentinel One, they have their own product, but uh, the CrowdStrike was really powerful EDR. That was an next gen AV, and even Sophos is also an next gen AV, but CrowdStrike has their own EDR called CrowdStrike Falcon. That was too costly. CrowdStrike. This is one of the best EDRs available in the market. It will be sitting in the first place. CrowdStrike Falcon anytime. Okay. One of an advanced threat detection mechanism with AI and machine learning. The Sophos has also own EDR, Sophos endpoint detection and response. Okay. So this is one kind of application, and what we'll be doing, we'll be installing the agent, a small executable file in your machine. So once we install the executable file, what your machine will do, it will send all the logs, your login, which time you have logged in, and log means this one. So it will send all the application logs, application security, system, each and every logs to the area. So from this log, the blue teamers will be investigating the machine and they will be finding whether it's a malicious or a legitimate activities. Okay, so it contains a lot of logs, which time you have logged in and which user from which IP address, which file you have executed and which schedule task you have created and which time you have deleted a schedule task. It will send all the logs to the EDR and the blue teamers will be working with the EDR and they will be investigating the threats. Okay, that was uh, that's that's why we are calling as the next gen AV. The blue teamers, the human interaction will be also there, the machine interaction will be also there. From there, they'll be calculating whether it's a malicious or a legitimate activity, and they'll be act accordingly. If there is a malicious activity was going on, they'll be taking the IP or a file, and they'll be block that file in the EDR. So EDR will support everything. Okay, live response. If let's take an example. I just installed an agent in your machine, EDR agent in your machine, and I can watch each and every activities what you are doing, your browser, watch which website you are searching, browser histories, and which script you was executing, which command you have executed in the command prompt. I can monitor each and every commands, each and every process that was opening. Okay, so if anyone trying to compromise your machine, I'll be getting an alert. Someone trying to compromise in one of the machine, I'll be getting an alert, and I'll be jumping into the your machine, and I'll be investigating. So what file was executed? What was application that was created recently, and which time it was created? What are the what is the hash of the file, whether it's a malicious or a legitimate file, something. Okay, so I'll be investigating each and every activities. Okay, as well as I can take if there is a malicious activity of going on, I can directly isolate your machine from the EDR. I can isolate your machine from the network. You cannot able to communicate with the network, so the threat actor will not get any communication. The communication will be completely terminated or disconnected, and I can investigate. Only the source and your machine has a communication. So no other network communication will not be having if I isolated your machine. So we'll be we can take a response action as well as we can do a live response. If I find anything malicious, malicious file was present inside the machine, I can take a response action, command prompt, and I can block that. Okay, from the EDR. So that's why we are calling this as next gen AV. Okay, so nowadays every companies change their security things to EDR. So most of the companies they are only using the EDR platforms, and they are the focus have more than I think 45,000 customers, and Everbridge we are doing internally. We are using Microsoft Defender ATP, another EDR. So Microsoft also has their own EDR. Okay. Uh, so this is the primary tool. If anyone selected in T1 or a fresher role in cybersecurity as a blue teamer, they need to work with the EDR tool, and they need to monitor each and everything what is happening inside the machine. Okay. So previously I just enrolled for 3 months, but now the license has been cancelled. So that's why I was unable to show. Thanks. I think this will work with your email. So for email, it will work. If you need, you just enroll the free trial by using by using the office email, like business email dot accessc.edu.in. We enrolled one time uh, through the Sophos email. Uh, you can get that. Any doubt from this thing, the EDR concept? Okay. So let me tell you how the threat actor is compromising any of the company. Okay. Let me just, okay. This is the Xavier website. I need to find the public IP of this website. So finding the public IP is one of the easy thing. You can just ping the website. This is the public IP of Xavier's. And what we can do, we have a lot of open scanning platforms. Showdown. Showdown is one of the publicly available open uh, scanning platforms. Okay, so this is the same way the threat actors will uh, compromise any companies. They will just give the IP address here, and they will be checking what are the ports has been opened, what is the version of the services that was running. We can do it with the Linux machine also, the Kali Linux, by using one of the tool called Nmap. Maybe you people heard about the Nmap. Don't make use this tool. If you are using this tool within your own network, it might block the network connection. And so So you just give the IP address here, and you send. So it will start scanning what are the open ports and open services, what are the version of the services and each and everything. Okay. It will act same as a showdown, but it will give some elaborated information. So here I can find we are using the PHP 8.0.30. So what attackers will do, they will just they will do some threat intel for the version. Okay, so you can find the vulnerabilities, weakness in the services. Okay, so there is some kind of weakness. Stack buffer overflow and XML function allow remote attackers to bypass external entity restriction. Okay, so they will be using this um vulnerabilities like weakness, and they will be compromising the websites. Okay, and they will be compromising the machine. So what the machine what it was hosting. Okay, so this is how most of the attacks will be happening. Okay. Nmap of skill scanning. It will take some time to complete the scan. Uh, Currently, I do not have a metasploitable machine. Yes, yeah. Okay. Any question from this? Okay, till now I'll be starting the technical session from here. Uh, I'll be asking few of the questions to you people. So what was the biggest threat nowadays in cybersecurity? So what you are feeling? So anyone have an idea? What was the biggest threat in cybersecurity? So what kind of malware that was? Hello. No, it's not a phishing. It's a ransomware. Anyone sure about this ransomware? So if any student or any analyst can able to remediate the ransomwares, they can remediate any kind of threats. Okay, this is one of the critical threat to handle in cybersecurity. So the ransomware threat type. There is a lot of variants of ransomware here available. Let me give you one example. Name Akira. So this is one of the ransomware name. Akira. They have plenty of indicators of compromise. If anyone can able to handle the ransomware incident, they can able to handle each and every uh, alerts. Okay, because it's really difficult to handle the ransomware incidents. Because it took one and a half years of experience, and I was reading one of a book, a lot of training to remediate this ransomware related things. Okay, because the ransomware threat actors they are very intelligent actors. They will not only encrypt the machine, they will be exfiltrate the uh, exfiltrate the data from the machine, and finally they will do an encryption. So these are the IOCs. So they'll be using advanced IP scanner, and they'll be using Anydesk for an RMM, Lasang. I showed right Mimikatz. They're also using the Mimikat for a credential dumper. So that's why the British Hunter blocked the Mimikat as a malicious and PC Hunter, PowerShell, Archon for exfiltration, WinRAR for data collection. Okay, so why this kind of threat actors are not detectable? How they are completely compromising the machine? So the reason is they are mostly relying on the system processes, okay, called as a logged in. They are not using any kind of external malwares, external malicious software. They are only using the process which was present inside the machine, present in the Windows. That's the problem. Okay. So there is a subject called the logged as living off the land of binaries. So it means like if it's a Linux machine or Mac OS or a Windows, we are living in the land of binaries. Okay, the binary means the PowerShell, cmd.exe, certutil.exe. There's a lot of binaries were available. CRTUTIL. So the Microsoft developed each and every wanted process in Windows. The threat actors will be also using the similar process of Microsoft, and they will be compromising the machine. So that's the problem here. Because the threat actor, they are not developing a new malwares and they'll be compromising the machine. They are using the binaries present in the Windows and they'll be compromising the machine. For example, there's a certutil, okay. So you can find the binary here. So it was used to handle the certificates, okay. But how threat actors are using, so they are trying to download external files like this. Okay. So it will be present in the Windows. Okay. Whenever you try to install the Windows operating system in any machines, so it will be there. It was developed by the Microsoft. It means this process was used to handle the certificate things. So Microsoft using the similar process will be also used by threat actors to download a malicious program or malicious activities. Okay, so this is why the threat actors are not easily detectable. They are also using the similar legitimate Windows binaries to attack the machine. Okay, so let's take an example. I was creating a detection rules to detect a certutil.exe. So is it possible? Yeah, it is possible to detect a certutil, but I cannot able to block the certutil, right? Because it was handling the certificates. So I cannot able to block the certutil in EDRs or in antivirus program. So if I block the certutil, my Windows operating system will get failed, right? So it will be terminated because it cannot able to handle the certificates. So it will be get failed. So this is a compromise. This is one of the critical thing, okay, in Windows. So we are also using the same binary. The threat actors also using the same binaries to hijack the machine. See, we have plenty of loldas here. So this all the loldas are from the Windows, Mac OS, and Linux, and it was actively used by the threat actors to compromise the machine. So this is why the threat actors are bypassing the Bitdefender, antivirus softwares, and EDRs successfully, and they'll be executing their own script. Okay, and we have another one way. So I just said once you install the agent on the EDR agent on the machine, so EDR will be completely relying on the logs, right? So it will be completely relying on the logs. What are the logs was each time you have logged in, and which of the files you have executed. Okay. So what threat actor will do? They will be compromising the kernel. Okay. They will be compromising the kernel using um, some kind of drivers, and they will be silence the ETW log tracing. Okay, so there is a thing called ETW tracing, even log tracing Windows. Uh, the threat actor will be silencing the EDR tracing, and the EDR will not get any logs. So the EDR doesn't know what was happening inside the machine. So this is the another way the threat actor compromising the machine. So I showed you one of the protection before called there is Microsoft vulnerable driver block test, right? So this is the one of the program that Microsoft introduced. Okay, if any threat actors are injecting any drivers inside the kernel, any vulnerable drivers inside the kernel, it will detect and block the driver. Okay, so that's why they have bring up a service, Microsoft vulnerable driver block list. And you can see another protection called local security authority protection. Okay, so Microsoft did not allow to dump the else's process. It because the else's process will be carrying the credentials. So when you try to create a dump file on the else's process, it will block that. Okay, and kernel mode hardware enforce track protection. If you are doing something in the kernel, because kernel is very important. Kernel is the only one that it can able to interact with the hardware. When any malwares or malicious threat actor compromise the kernel, they can able to compromise operating systems. Okay, they can able to do anything in your Windows. They can able to turn off the antivirus software. They can able to turn off the Windows security mechanism. They can able to terminate the EDRs. Whatever process they can able to terminate. They can do each and everything. So the Microsoft introduced the kernel mode hardware and for stack protection. If you're doing anything with the kernel, it will detect. Okay, and we have other protections too. This protection is for a browser reputation based protections. We have Microsoft Edge security, phishing protection. If you're downloading anything, if you got any kind of phishing in Outlook, it will notify you. And when you try to download anything from the any malicious app from the Microsoft Store, it will try to block you. And we have a exploit protection. We have a plenty of control flow guard. If you are trying to do any kind of process injection in any of the process, it will detect you, data execution prevention. If you try to execute any malicious applications in any memory, which memory or anything, it will detect you. And ASLR, address space and layout randomization. So if you're doing it's full of process injection based security, because process injection is one of a hard to detect. Process injection is like you have a Chrome, and you have a Chrome. There is one. I was coming up with the malware, and I was trying to inject something inside your Chrome. Okay, so there is a two process. One is a malicious process, and another one is a Chrome process. The malicious process try to inject some kind of malicious program inside the Chrome. Okay, so that is called as a process injection. So the ASLR will detect the process injection, and so that's why that is called as a process injection. So the ASLR will detect the process injection, and so this all security that was introduced by Microsoft. So even the Defender also have some kind of plenty of securities. Okay. So any doubt in this area? Let me stop the presentation and I will think my system was I see. Yeah. Uh, can you hear me? Getting an error. You lost the network connection. That's why I was cross checking. So you can ask any question from the cybersecurity if you have any doubt or anything. I was closing the technical section because it's too critical if I was going inside the kernel. Because the purple teaming, it's completely relying on the kernel and the user land, the EDR stuff. It is one of the critical job in cybersecurity. The AI in purple teaming, I already said when we trying to write the detection programs, like so the detection tool will be used. Let me show you the detection tool. You can write detection tool in many languages like KQL, Cortex XDR, OS query. Sophos has an OS query. The Microsoft Sentinel and the Microsoft Defender, they are supporting KQL for writing the detection tools. This is one of the page which I have for which I was using for a detection engineering. Let me use some kind of set util here. Yeah. See, this is how the detection rules will be look like. So we'll be using these things, using the pattern, and we'll be writing a detection rule. So this detection rule will be written in the EDR. So if next time, if I written the rules in the EDR, if next time, if any of them try to download anything from the setutil.exe, the EDR will detect that and it will create an alert. So this is how the EDR will work. Okay. So the purple teamers will be investigating their time in threat intels or retinings and other threat intel activities, and they'll be learning the attack method, and they'll be implementing this kind of rules in the EDR. They'll be writing this kind of rules in the EDR, and they'll be monitoring the activity. In the next time, if anyone tried to download anything from the setutil.exe, EDR will automatically creating an alert. So someone tried to download something using the Windows binary setutil.exe something. Okay. This is how EDR will work. So we are using to this. We are using AI to convert or this rule in our program, like convert this rule into KQL. It was already existing, so I was converting. Sometimes some rules will not be existing. If there is a new attack, or if there is a new pattern of an attack, at that time you will not be getting any kind of help from any threat intels. So you need to investigate. You need to spend the time on writing, and you need to find a way to write the rules. From that way, I just written like more than like 200 plus detection rules in my in this company which I was there. Uh, so that's my job. I was going for an threat intels, and I will be using the AI to take the raw data and correct the raw data, and I'll be study the activities through the AI, and I'll be writing the detection rules. And if there is any errors in the detection rules which I was writing, I was using the Gemini or Copilot or ChatGPT to correct that. Okay. The method which I have showed you to hack the company, that's one of the from this method we just compromised many companies. Okay. One time we just exploited one of the Jenkins software, and we just compromised the company. And one time we just compromised one of the college, and we just dumped many information from the college. So this is one of the powerful methods for the threat actors. So even I can set for an RDP 3389. This is another one way the threat actors will be compromising the machine. from the by using the RDPs. Okay, remote desktop programming. But you need to spend some way in cybersecurity. And another one method which I was doing, which I was using, that was Twitter for the threat intel. So Twitter is one of the best for a threat intel. So you can study about the malware, the recent attacks about the Akira or any ransomware gangs you can learn. So I have collected most of the IOCs, many IOCs from this Twitter. See, there is a recently Akira compromised two of the new victims, University Sprinkler Systems and Cruise Construction. They have completely hacked two of the companies 15 hours before. So you'll be get many informations, like many data also you'll be getting. Also, you will be getting detection logics. You will be getting the information how to write a detection logics. Okay, hold on. RDP. You'll be getting the exploits, queries, malwares, many things you will be getting from the Twitter. But you need to use in a proper way. So that's the thing. Uh, this is the one for an RDP. Okay. Mm, there will be a simple step which I have before. USD creation scripting files. Also, you can use AI to generate this kind of script. Okay, to check RDP TT89 open port in showdown. See how this the PSP username and password for the database administrator. Okay. So these are the information we'll be getting from the showdown or open threat intel platform. So this information will be the key information of the threat actors to hijack the company. Okay, they will be collecting each and every information. So what was available in the market or available in the threat intel, and they will be using that information to compromise the company. And this open SSH has a lot of vulnerabilities in security CVE 2023 9.8. If the threat actors are seeing this, they will be using the vulnerabilities and uh, they will be compromising the machine. Okay, so and there is an RDP was open. If you know the username and password for the RDP, you can log in into the company. Sometimes it will show the page nicely. It will be directly showing the username and password page. Oh, okay. These are the information from the. So, the same way, the threat actors will be collecting each and every single piece of information from the threat intels or some kind of this kind of scanning platforms, and they'll be use that information to do a certain attacks. Okay, so okay. Any question from anyone?
Ajay sir.
I can hear you. Yes, sir, also I can hear you.
Sir.
Oh, hello.
Okay. So you will be continuing.
I just allocated the last few minutes for Q&A section. Because if I am going more into technical, you will not be understanding anything. The purple teaming is like a complicated one. I just discussed, right? So we need few experience in blue teaming and red teaming. Then we can go for a purple teaming. But A, I just discussed what are the places A was now occupying. Still now, A cannot able to do few of the things in cybersecurity. I don't know, maybe in future, A will be going to occupy or not. But my assumption will be like A will not do all the things in cybersecurity. The reason is already I said, if we are giving all the data, we are trusting completely the A will also make mistake. That mistakes will be like um, it's it's not have a value for the mistake. That was a bank, and there is a lot of transactions, a lot of money. If A doing the mistake, calculating as a malicious as a legitimate one, at that time we are gone. The customers will be like they are frustrated and they'll be uh, like terminative like that. So few of the initial jobs the AI was replacing, but sometime companies hiring 10, 15 members for an year, but this time the company is hiring only like 7, 8 members, only few like 4 to 5 jobs get closed. The freshers role, but the experienced role, the A was not able to, the A cannot able to do anything for a freshers role. I don't have any other things to discuss. If you people do not have any question uh, in cybersecurity or any rules in cybersecurity, uh, we can wind up the call. Hello, hello.
Dear participants, if you have any queries, kindly ask now. Sir, shall we conclude the session? Yes, Betsy ma'am. Betsy ma'am, do you have any doubt?
Sometimes some of the application will be asking the organizational email. At that time, you can use a temp email or something to bypass. Previously, the temp email will be working properly. Maybe I tried a lot of time with my home IP, so that's why maybe it was not working for me now. Maybe you can try the temp IP to log in Power BI or something. It worked 99% of the time, but if your IP was blocked, at that time it will not work. Yes, most of the tools I was enrolling from the temp email only. I was not using in my organizational email. Um, if nothing else, we can end up conversation.
Okay, thank you, sir. So thank you, everyone. As we conclude today's FDP session, we express our heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed resource person, Mr. Ajay, for delivering an insightful and engaging session. Your expertise and valuable perspective have greatly enriched our understanding, and we sincerely appreciate the time and effort you dedicated to this program. We also extend our sincere thanks to all the participants for your active participation, enthusiastic interaction, and continued support. Dear participants, kindly fill out the feedback form using the link shared in the chat box. Thank you all, and we look forward to seeing you in the next session. Have a great day. Participants, please turn on your camera for a photo session. The participants, all of you, please turn on your camera for photo session. Thank you. Thank you. Participants are asked to fill the registration, feedback form immediately.